Welcome to today's video. We're going to break down two of the most commonly confused terms in security, authentication and authorization. These two words may sound similar, but they mean very different things. By the end of this video, you'll not only know the difference, but also understand how they work together to keep systems safe. Before we dive into the definitions, let's understand why this matters. Whenever you log into your email, make an online payment, or access a work application, you're going through a security process. If authentication and authorization weren't in place, anyone could pretend to be you or access private information without permission. That's why these two processes are the foundation of cybersecurity. Let's start with authentication. Authentication is about answering the question, who are you? It's the process of verifying a person's identity before giving them access. For example, when you enter your username and password, scan your fingerprint, or receive a one-time password on your phone, that's authentication. In simple terms, authentication is about proving your identity. There are several common methods of authentication. Something you know, like a password or PIN. Something you have, like a phone for OTP or a security token. Something you are, like biometrics, fingerprint face scan, or iris recognition. Most modern systems combine two or more of these, which we call multi-factor authentication, to make security even stronger. Now let's move to authorization. Authorization answers a different question. What are you allowed to do? Once your identity is verified through authentication, the system decides what level of access you should have. For example, in a workplace system, an employee may only access their own files, but a manager may access the entire team's data. So, while authentication is about proving who you are, authorization is about deciding what you can access. Examples of authorization include file permissions, read, write, or delete access. Role-based access, like admin, editor, or viewer. Access control lists, deciding who can see or edit specific data. Think of it like entering a building. Authentication is showing your ID at the door, and authorization is deciding which floors or rooms you're allowed to enter. Now let's compare them side by side. Authentication confirms identity. Authorization determines access. Authentication happens before authorization. Authentication is usually visible to the user, like entering credentials. Authorization happens in the background, like deciding which data or resources you can use. In short, authentication equals who you are. Authorization equals what you can do. It's important to note that authentication and authorization always work together. You can't have authorization without authentication. The system must first know who you are before it can decide what you can do. Together, they create a layered security system that protects applications, data, and users from unauthorized access. Here's a simple analogy. Imagine you go to an airport. At the entrance, security checks your passport and ticket. That's authentication, confirming your identity. But even after that, you can't go everywhere. Your ticket only lets you board your specific flight. That's authorization, deciding what you are allowed to access. This everyday example makes it easy to understand the difference. So the final takeaway is this. Authentication is about proving identity. Authorization is about granting permissions. Both are critical to security. Think of them as two sides of the same coin. One checks who you are, and the other checks what you can do. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more tech explainers. And tell me in the comments, what example helped you understand authentication and authorization better?